Minecraft. Wow! It is Minecraft 1.3.1. Brian is back from vacation. I have deleted my old worlds. Don't worry, I have them backed up somewhere if we ever need them. But I am in the mood to create a new world, which will be Exploration and Tactics 1.3. It is going to be a survival world, of course. Structures on, world type. I want to do large biomes because that sounds interesting to me. Allow cheats. I'm going to turn this on just so off camera I can do things like having flybys through the world and different things if I want to do some crazy video editing for intros or different things. Bonus chest seems like a silly feature. I will leave that off. We will do a random seed just because that's always fun to see what Minecraft is going to give us. And I'm going to create a new world and let's see what we get. Hopefully something good. And it jumps back to the start screen. I'm not sure if that'll record. And I am in some kind of crazy snowy biome. Oh my gosh! That is, well, there is some chunk errors, but that is one of the desert pyramid things. And I just saw falling sand. And are these chunk errors going to go away if I do the F3 and A trick that you could do in single player? Does that, or in multiplayer? Does that work in single player? It seems like it does. Alright, I should let some chunks load because the world loading probably is going to suck, so I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, so I've let the terrain generator do its thing, and so hopefully it will lag up on us a little less now that we've kind of generated all the chunks around here. But yes, it's a fresh world for Brian to kind of restart exploration and tactics, and the large biomes is definitely a feature I really wanted to check out. I think that is the type of world I will enjoy a whole lot more. I'm also looking forward to any of the other new terrain features in 1.3 that I may or may not know about at this point. But yes, looking forward to all the new bugs that they've introduced, as well as perhaps a couple of new features. And yeah, it's the usual kind of practice of starting a new world. And my Minecraft avatar is just Minecraft Steve for some reason. I don't know if that is also a bug, because I'm logged into my account, so maybe the Minecraft servers are down. I don't know what's up with that. But yes, let's not worry about that, and let's go ahead about the business of getting started in a new world. I see a little cave that has some stone over here, and so I will try to go grab some of that. I see some coal as well. Is this a ravine? This might be a ravine. Wow, it is. I hear a skeleton down there, too. This is an interesting starting point. I'm on the border of a snowy biome and a swamp and a desert that has a desert temple. And there's a ravine right there. So this is kind of... I know people are always going to ask about the seed, and I guess, did I already hit F3? I guess I already hit F3 when I was trying to fix the thing. But if you want to see the seed, it is... Oh, I guess they don't have the seed on the screen anymore. But I do believe, since I have the... I think I can do that. Yes, there is the seed for anybody who wants it. And I guess that will just disappear from the screen because it's like part of the chat log in a moment, I think. Yes, okay, great. And so, rather than risk the dangers of the ravine right off, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of dig my way down in order to find some stone. But yeah, basically I was thinking about it. I don't have a lot of attachment to the old Minecraft Exploration and Tactics world. Well, we've made a bit of progress in there and found a number of things and gathered some resources. At the same time, I think the changes in 1.3 are going to make it a whole lot easier to gather resources, especially the changes to the enchanting system, which mean that you can actually get all the good enchantments for like efficiency picks and things like that just by playing the game without having to do things that are kind of on the cheatier side, like making mob spawners and things like that, that I always felt like mob traps, I don't know, just felt a little bit cheaty from the point of view of it seemed like it was the only way to get the good enchants, and I didn't enjoy that aspect of things. But now that you can pretty much get all the stuff you're going to need pretty honestly, I feel completely differently. And so I feel like I can play the game my own way and still be able to, you know, just through caving and whatnot, be able to get all of the good enchanted items and things that you can normally get during the game. And so my plan is to kind of completely change strategies then and Oops, I forgot to make an axe. That was silly. That's kind of the most important thing I need right now so that I can get some more wood. My plan is to do things differently and to try to live large. To actually go and do some building, since it'll be easier to collect resources. Do more building inside the exploration and tactics world. Do more redstone contraptions. Collect more resources, and as a result, you know, just kind of etho it up. And I mean etho it in the good sense, as opposed to the bad sense. Sometimes, in my own head anyway, when I hear etho it, I think of you know, coming up with an idea for some big, huge contraption and then spending 4 hours building it before I've actually tested it, and then discover that it doesn't work. That seems like a way to etho it. But yes, also etho it means the good stuff in terms of just like making it big and creative and large and awesome. And so I'm hoping to do a bit of that in this world. Oh, does sun shine through, like... Ah, my fingers are off of the keys. The top of these things. I've never been in one of these desert temples before, but I believe they contain all kinds of good loot down at the bottom. There are a number of things that will make the game easier in this update, as there always are. There are also some things that will make it harder. And nevertheless, I'm always looking for ways to make the game challenging. I don't have any torches yet, and the light is not shining through here, but it will in just a moment. Haha! I don't know why I'm using a shovel in order to dig through. And yeah, I'm glad that that was a stone pressure plate, because I just knocked down probably some items that could have fallen on it, because I understand there's a trap here if you stand on the pressure plate. And so we need to make sure to not stand on the pressure plate and instead break the pressure plate. And then I believe there's some TNT hidden under here. Yes, okay, which I am wantonly destroying and picking up. All right, so we did not die to the trap, and then these chests contain, I think perhaps like, oh wow, all kinds of good stuff. And so, yes, this leads to, well, it's not going to be nearly as much of a challenge as I originally thought it was going to be. One of the challenges I was going to give myself in this new world for getting started in exploration and tactics. Ooh, I think I got some, I got an emerald, got 4 diamonds, a bunch of bones, some gold. Yeah, I've got a bit of good stuff already. In any case, I'm still going to go with the challenge idea that I had, even though that it's already going to be easier, as you will see in just a moment. But basically, the idea I had for getting started in this world was to start things off as an Iron Haters challenge. You may have seen some people play a Cobble Haters variation of Minecraft, which is basically we're not allowed to use cobblestone at all. And so I thought I was going to do an Iron Haters, where basically I cannot use anything made of iron. No iron armor, no iron tools, no buckets, no flint and steel. I can carry them around in my inventory, but I can't actually use them. And so I think that will be quite a challenge, and I was thinking of doing that either up until the point to where I find a stronghold. I hear a skeleton. He must be under here somewhere. Either up until where I find a stronghold, or up until I kill the Ender Dragon, one of the two. And I already have some iron in my inventory, actually, as well, that I found in that chest, or one of those chests, inside the desert temple pyramid, whatever they're called. So that was a lucky find right at the beginning, because now I already have diamonds. And so one of the things that I thought was going to be potentially extremely hard about this particular kind of Iron Hater challenge was that it was going to be hard to get your first diamonds, but I've already got 4, and so now I can have a diamond pick. And sure enough, there is quite the bit of falling sand down here. I didn't manage to smother a skeleton, but it looks like we have a cave down here. I still don't have any torches or things. I need to get a little bit more kind of set up and started. I should probably try to find some sheep to kill, who may be hiding over in the swamp, so that I could get a bed and perhaps sleep away the first night. Yeah, it's the usual business of getting started, and I'm having a little bit of trouble sprinting, and I'm not sure if that's my own lack of dexterity with the keys, or if that's one of the side effects of now things in single player being a little bit more like multiplayer, and just kind of like the typical things you run up with servers and lag. And so it will be interesting to kind of experience together the new features and bugs associated with the 1.3 update, and most especially the fact that they've kind of merged single-player server and client, so that basically single-player behaves now like you're running a server on your own box and connected to it. And yeah, I don't know that this will be too interesting. I guess it might be interesting as the sun's about to go down. I haven't seen any mobs. I am playing on hard mode. I have my usual kind of options. They have a few more settings in here. Snooper settings, chat settings, but I don't think any of them are particularly interesting. So yeah, I don't like it when people in their Let's Play spend much time on the option screen, so we will leave that. Well, there's mushrooms that I could use if I need some food around here, which I might need to do, because so far, have I seen any mobs? There might have been, I think there might have been some sheep back over where I spawned, so maybe I need to go back over into that snowy area, because right now I do not see any other animals around. And yeah, especially for the first couple of nights, it's usually handy to actually sleep away the night in order to get started. But yeah, I'm going to bring you guys along for that just because it's not clear to me that I'm going to be able to get a bed before the first night arrives. And yeah, I'll have to kill 3 sheep because since I'm doing an iron hater, I can't create or use shears because that's against my own personal rules because they are made of iron, and so I'm going to have to kill 3 sheep in order to get my first bed. And so let's head back this way. Oh, look at the stars! So this is one of the things they changed that I like, which is basically how the night sky looks. And I don't know kind of the technical details of the changes that they made. But I think the stars are just kind of more varied and a little bit smaller. And perhaps they changed some of the colors associated with the night sky. There was some coal over here that I saw in the ravine somewhere. I think this is the other end of the ravine from the one that I was looking at. But I could really use some coal at this point. So let's hop down here and grab some so I can create my first torches of this new world. Oh, and you get experience from mining coal and mining different resources, which is one of the things that I will like. I feel like it's going to encourage both me and everybody to play the game, you know, the way it's meant to be played, you know, go exploring and mining resources and all that kind of good stuff. In order to gain experience so that you can enchant things. Here's the new gravel texture, which I don't think I really like. They've updated gravel twice, at least since I've been playing, since beta 1.2 or whatever it is. And let's get some dirt on my bar. Yeah, my inventory is all in disarray at this point. And yeah, we're going to have mobs spawning pretty soon, and I have still not... I was going to say, seen a sheep. The good news is I also don't see any other mobs. I heard that skeleton underground. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. Oh, I forgot to mark my spawn point, too. I know it's kind of somewhere right around here. Because I cut down a tree. I think it's like right around here. I'm going to do my usual thing that I do in real worlds where I start, which is to put a little pillar of something, in this case a pillar of sand, near my spawn point. Because I always feel like that's a good place to make a first house. But yeah, I'm really kind of surprised by the lack of any kind of animals or mobs that we're finding. Because it's usually the case that mobs are pretty plentiful. Alright, I see some spiders over there. But I guess I will walk through the forest a little bit in search of sheep. And yeah, I just feel like without any armor, and it's nighttime, and I'm going through a forest where enemies may be able to hide behind all these trees, and I might not see them immediately. And it's, aha, here's a mob. Hello, cow. Thank you. You are going to give me valuable resources that I desperately need here at the beginning of the game. And I feel like these cows are not walking very much until I hit them, and so I don't know if mob AI has changed again at all. I don't think I've heard anything about that. I see a creeper over there. So let's try going this way. Yeah, there's a whole lot of changes in 1.3 that I think will be exciting in terms of the changes that will make the game more difficult. I think the usual kind of like bugs and lag that are going to come with the server kind of like unified with multiplayer will make the game more challenging. And so on the one hand, it's like bugs, and so I don't enjoy that. But on the other hand, it is stuff that's going to make the game more difficult, and so I do enjoy that. And then I've seen people have trouble with that, but that seems to be relatively fixed. I was able to pillar up pretty easily. But yeah, what I want to do is just kind of pillar up over here and get kind of a look around and just see if we can see any sheep or any other mobs on the horizon. And unfortunately, this forest is just so dense that I don't think we're going to be able to see through it in order to spot mobs. Oh, nope, I do. Is that a cow or a sheep? I think that might be a cow. But we could head over that way. So another thing that I guess in theory is going to make the game more difficult is apparently creepers in hard mode now deal a little bit more explosion damage. How about before hopping down and taking damage, since I'm already low on food, how about I go ahead and do something I rarely do, which is eat some mushroom stew, simply because I don't have much other good food for right now. Oops. I meant to eat the stew. And then the other thing I will do is I will get my beef on the bar, and then I can eat some of that. And yes, I can see him over here now. It is a cow. So yeah, creepers are going to give more damage, and so that could be something that will make the game more challenging. There were a couple other things I was thinking that were going to make the game harder, just kind of, you know, in vanilla. And then obviously, as I already said, I was making the game more challenging myself, but not allowing myself to use iron at the beginning of the game. And let's see. So I've got another cave over here, which doesn't seem to offer up any particularly useful initial resources. Yeah, villager trading will definitely, I think, make the game easier. It'll create a new way to get a lot of the items that we want to get. Let's see. Obviously, those desert pyramids gave me some kind of diamonds right at the beginning of the game, and so, yeah, the new structures create some things that could be easier. I suppose if you haven't seen them before or know that there's a trap and you accidentally step on the treasure plate, it could make the game harder as well. Here's another cow. I know I heard him. But yeah, I'm really hoping to build a bunch of things. Silk Touch now works on ice, and with the new enchanting system and experience gathering, that's going to make it easier to get Silk Touch tools. I have all kinds of ideas of things that I want to build with ice and do things with mob farms. I think I will, you know, kind of create a general mob farms that I can get as much TNT as I want, and then use that for kind of mining out different areas. And just plan to do more building and kind of building big, because resource gathering will be easier. And so those are my kind of plans. Yeah, this so far isn't turning out to be too terrifying or exciting. I was hoping... Oh, there's an Enderman that I just looked at. I will try to stand under a tree. I was like, what's that sound? All right, and we already have an Ender Pearl. Awesome. Yes. All right, that could have gone very badly for me. But I'm glad that just as I was talking about it being not that exciting, because I hadn't encountered many hostile mobs, the Enderman decided to make it exciting for me. I'm going to get all turned around and lose track of where my spawn point and the desert was, so maybe I should try to avoid that. Yeah, but at the same time, I think I might have to make a cut here, because I don't have a whole lot to talk about right at the beginning. And yeah, it's the usual Minecraft stuff of just trying to get set up at the beginning. And so I will make a cut, and I will see you guys in a bit as I try to find a sheep and see if I can get a bed and set an initial spawn point. But I do like the new night sky. Alright, there's a creeper over here, so this could potentially get a little exciting if he sees me. Hello, creeper. I hear you guys do more explosion damage. But it's still the case that even with no armor, so long as I see you coming and I have a sword to block, seems like that's not going to be necessarily a huge issue. And it's already turning daytime at this point. Yeah, I was wandering around a little bit and then kind of getting lost and making sure I could find my way back to the desert, which I believe is over here. Yes. Ooh, I hear a spider, who in the daytime is going to get passive and not be a problem, hopefully. Here is a zombie. Yeah, I guess let's fight some other bad guys just to get a sense of... And how come you're not burning yet? I guess the sun hasn't risen up far enough. It seems like... Oh, it's a little bit just kind of laggy. I was going to say, it seems like he's walking slower than usual. But I think he was just kind of lagged up there for a minute. And I also want to see what fighting spiders is like, because in multiplayer, spiders are very hard to kill, and indeed the spider got a hit on me. And so that'll be something I'll have to get used to. All right. Well, I still didn't find any sheep, but now that it's daytime, I don't expect that things are going to be as challenging. And my inventory is already full, mostly as a result of the desert temple giving me a whole bunch of kind of other crazy extra items. All right, but I am going to wander around a little bit in the local area, both to gather some more resources, as well as to attempt to find some sheep so that I can make a bed and kind of set my spawn point. Maybe should I live in the pyramid to get things started? Since it's right here, right by my spawn point, and seems like a, you know, not completely unreasonable place to go ahead and set up an initial base. Maybe I'll do that, just to go ahead and get things started. And I don't think there's... I've watched a few other people's videos with these pyramids. Oh, right, and we have sandstone sandstone stairs and half slabs. I don't think there's any other kind of interesting structure inside these pyramids, but I haven't really walked around one myself to know. And I think I just heard footsteps, although maybe it was my own footsteps. Just want to make sure there isn't a creeper sneaking up on me. All right, I'll make another cut, gather some more resources, and get a little bit more established, and see you guys in a moment. Well, here is the desert pyramid, and there is a big hole underground, and so it appears that this desert pyramid was not built on a very solid foundation, because now that's two places in the desert where I can see there's like a big cave underneath. Ooh, and I hear lava right here. And so I need to be very careful in this desert, because it seems like it is full of holes. In any case, I haven't gone too far. I'll see you guys again in a moment. I found sheeps! Hello, sheep! Give me wool for a bed that I cannot pick up because I'm full of inventory, but I'll pick it up in a moment. And even a brown sheep, which will make this inventory cluttering even more problematic, but we will fix that in a moment. All right, I'm going to gather up this wool and make a bed, and then this night we will be able to set our spawn, perhaps inside the pyramid, and then do exciting things. Hello, other sheep. Alright, so I will do that and see you guys in a moment. Okay, so I have made my initial home here inside the pyramid, which I've kind of enclosed off. And the sun is just going down now, and so let's see if I can go ahead and sleep in the bed. Hooray, there's the seed on the screen for any of you who missed it the first time. And we have slept away our first night, and we are now living inside a desert pyramid, which is pretty awesome. And I'm still just kind of doing some initial setting up and organizing some inventory, and so I'll continue doing that and see you guys in a short bit. And of course, it just occurred to me as I'm organizing inventory, I have blue wool in my inventory, and there's also orange wool right here, and so I didn't need to go and find sheep in order to make a bed. I could have used the wool from inside the desert temple. I did not realize just how many resources this place was going to provide. You get experience from a lot of things now. It seems even cooking up some beef. Yep, gives me some experience. And so putting most things through a furnace, once you remove the things from a furnace, you get some experience. And I think another thing, I'm not sure how much this is worth, but I believe now I can burn up this wooden pickaxe. And neat, it seems like it's like a plank that it can like cook up 1.5 things. And so I can cook up my last little piece of raw beef like that, which is pretty cool. And get rid of my wooden pickaxe, which I wasn't going to be using anymore. And yeah, and then also some items have spruce wood planks and spruce wood. Like it actually tells you the type of wood. And the sandstone was called like smooth sandstone versus sandstone. I'm not sure if that's new in this update or not, because I hadn't done much with, you know, this smooth sandstone versus this normal sandstone or this kind of decorated creeper sandstone, whatever it's called. And yeah, I keep exploring and discovering kind of like tiny new changes in 1.3. And so that is all exciting. At this point, I have not done a ton of kind of organizing, but basically I've put kind of my rare and stuff that I won't use very often over in here, and then some other things over here, but I guess we will be ready to actually go and do some exploring and some caving. You can see that I've gone ahead and made myself a leather tunic out of the stuff that I had there. It'd be great to find a village somewhere at some point as well, and so I'm not sure if we should do some caving or some exploring around in the overworld. Since we're in large biomes, it could be the case that we find another one of these desert temples out in the desert. I'm not sure. And so I'm going to take a short break and then decide what I'm going to do next, and see you guys in a moment. I have just slept away another night, and I decided the thing I want to do is go exploring in the desert. And the main reason is if there happens to be either a village or... Ooh, does this go somewhere, or is that somewhere that I was digging already? I guess that was somewhere I was digging already or something. Right, because I replanted all of these, and I'm going to continue to replant these guys over here. Because one of the things I might find is a village, and now that villagers trade with you, I think one of the things that one of the villagers wants to trade is paper. And so, if you should happen to have lots and lots of paper, you'd be able to make lots of profitable trades with that particular villager. And so I'm going to go ahead and start farming reeds like a madman whenever I see them. And these little bits of sand are not helping me farm the reeds. So yeah, basically I want to explore around and see if we find a village or see if we find another temple, because either of those things would kind of affect the initial resources that I'll have at my disposal in this particular world. Ooh, I see some coal over here, and I actually don't have much coal. Of course, this is under sand, and I'm going to kill myself if I try to get it. So how about I collapse that in first? More collapsing, and now the coal has been covered. That is the least efficient piece of coal I've ever gathered. Oh no, and it's down there too. Oh no, I did pick it up. Yeah, it's also the case... I know they have a new thing where items try to stack, and so if you... Etho was just demoing this in one of his videos, but basically, oops, not that. If I throw a piece of dirt on the ground, if I throw another piece, so these are a little too far away apparently. If I throw a piece of dirt on the ground, and then I throw another piece right next... Oops. Let me walk away, maybe? And then throw another piece right next to it. It, like, joins that little stack, rather than creating separate entities. I guess if they're too far away, they're still separate entities. And so that is just kind of for decreasing lag, because those little floating bits, entities on the ground, I guess create some lag or are harder for the game to simulate and render as they spin around. This desert is really kind of pockmarked, full of holes, and there seem to be lots of caves and lakes underground and different things. I need to be careful that I don't all of a sudden fall through into who knows what. I heard lava at one point under the desert. But they do indeed seem to be rather large biomes. Well, now the swamp is kind of infringing over here. But yeah, I'm going to do some walking around this desert and basically see if we see any other structures above the ground. And so I will bring you guys back in as appropriate. Alright, so as I cross the desert, it seems like I'm getting into some desert hills over here. And I think this is one thing that is different in 1.3. Oops. Got like one of those brief kind of chunk errors where I could see through the world. I think one of the things that is different is that these desert hill biomes and like ice mountains and different things now have taller hills and mountains than they did before, and this does indeed seem to be a very tall kind of place over here. And I can't tell, it's probably just like a lighting bug over here. And yeah, so unfortunately all of these places where things look extremely black due to lighting bugs are still in the game. They're not going to update the lighting until 1.4 is my understanding, and so there's still one back here. And I would like to fix it. There we go. Most of it has gone away now. Alright, and rather than pass up this coal, as Brian would often do in the past, because I'm one of the few people who always is running out of coal, I'm going to go mine it, and the reason is I get the happy wind chimes for gathering experience from collecting the coal. And so that makes me happy. It's going to make me more motivated to mine resources. Like I said, I'm going to mine more resources. I'm going to collect more stuff. I'm going to unbug various lighting bugs. And this will be exciting. But so far I haven't seen any more structures, and that's the main thing I'm looking for. So I'm going to continue to go through the desert, and I'll let you know what I find. Oh, hey, there's a jungle rendering over here. So the pyramid is right over there. You can just see it over that hill. And so I'm still not too far away. I've just been kind of circling around. But basically, that is the ice forest where we spawned. And there is a jungle over here, and I actually really want to get over there because I could go ahead and grab some jungle wood, and possibly I'll find some cocoa beans, which now grow. And so on the one hand, I'm always unhappy. First, they took away my pumpkins being special and made it so you could go pumpkins, and then they took away my cocoa beans being special, and now you can go cocoa beans. But there are still a few rare items that you can't replicate in the game, and so I will still continue to try to hoard those things. But in the meantime, it seems like cocoa bean plants are actually kind of interesting, and so I want to kind of play around and experience them. And so we're going to pop into the jungle and see if we can grab some jungle wood and some cocoa beans, and then bring them back home, and we can play around with the cocoa beans. But I think they just grow on jungle trees naturally. I'm not sure how common or uncommon they are. I think they're reasonably common. I think possibly also jungle tree... Oh, here's one over here. And so yeah, another thing that I like about it is when they're fully grown, they have luminance. You can tell that this thing is kind of glowing. So that is a mature cocoa plant, which then gives you like 1 to 3 cocoa beans, I believe. And so let me also cut down a jungle tree to get some jungle wood, which I believe you can plant the cocoa beans on, and then possibly also get some jungle saplings to bring back home. But yeah, I am just going to collect some jungle loot over here, and then meet you guys back home, and we'll experiment a little bit more with cocoa beans, I think. So I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, well, I'm not getting home quite quick enough. We have lots of monsters spawning right around my pyramid. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get back inside and sleep. But for right now, I don't really want to deal with the monsters, although a spider... Well, there's 2 skeletons there as well. I was going to say a spider could be good. Where is the... Oops. I need to actually make sure I stay alive here. Where is the entrance? I put a door on one side of the pyramid, and now I don't see it. Yeah, I was going to say it can be useful to kill some spiders, because then I could get some string. But unfortunately, with only leather armor, the 3 skeletons who are right here, who are now fighting each other, I think... Nope, they're still shooting me. Darn, darn, darn. Are quite a threat, and I would like to stay alive, even if I am right near home. Oh, and it didn't occur to me that... Well, no, this isn't the front door. The door is down here. Oh, this is a different... Oh my gosh, it's a different... This is not my home. Oh my gosh, I'm in a lot of trouble. Place blocks. Crap. Oh dear. I need to heal. So we understand what happened, right? This is not my home. I found a second desert pyramid that I thought was my home and didn't realize it. And yes. Alright, so we have action and excitement already that I wasn't expecting. I didn't think the desert was that big, and I didn't think I had traveled that far when I was coming back from the jungle, but I guess I got turned around. Alright, well this will be super exciting. I think at this point I might have enough footage for the first episode. So here we are, the new exploration and tactics, a new world with large biomes. We've already found a couple of desert pyramids. I've made one of them my home. I have plans for lots more building. I'm really excited about kind of restarting exploration and tactics and doing more single-player Let's Play and building all kinds of things. Yeah, like, I haven't seen anyone ever try to build a spider jockey farm, and I have a possible idea of how one could make that, and so that's one thing I want to try to do, but that's long into the future. Right now, we're just trying to get established and stay alive, so I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again next time.